Hi, I'm Drew, a drag queen living in LA with my husband Curtis, my dog JB, and currently a lot of construction right outside my front door.
And I'm Grant, and I live in Florida with my wife, my 4 kids, and no construction, but plenty of mosquitoes.
Ew.
And Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year 2026. We did it. January, it's got to be close to the 1st at this point. January 1st, 2nd,
absolutely.
3rd. Anyway,
absolutely.
we counted down and celebrated.
I just want everyone
and
to know that
I'm
he just
so
got out of the
happy to talk
hospital.
about
And so he
all
does,
of my
in fact, think it's New
resolutions.
And if we
we're
tell
having
him
like
it's
a
not,
party,
he could die.
And I
So
wore my
just let's play
reddest
along.
blazer.
All
It's
you're
made
doing
of
is listening
velvet.
anyway. So you don't have to do anything. Just be yourself.
And Happy New Year and celebrate with us.
You're doing great, brother. Dick Clark's still
Thanks.
alive.
Who's that?
Oh no. Hi, I'm Drew, and I'm gay.
And I'm Grant, and I'm 10, 9, 8, 7.
Oh, okay, while he does
6.
that, I just want to let
5,
you know that he
4,
had an injury.
3,
so he's not exactly
2,
sure what time it
1.
is because they didn't have a
Happy
clock in
New
the
Year,
hospital.
everybody!
So let's just play along. Yeah. What's your resolution,
yeah.
Grant?
Happy New Year. I'm saying, I don't know. I'm saying coming out of that crazy election year we just had in the year 2000 with the hanging chads, I don't think
Okay, he
anything
went a
crazier
lot
could happen
further back than I
in
thought.
2001.
Nothing
but
bad
there's a
happens
couple
in
things I'm
2001.
sure of. There's not going to be anything bad because Will Smith is on top, and he's just that guy's. There's nothing he can't do. That marriage is solid. He seems mentally solid.
Yeah. He'll never slap Chris Rock ever.
It's a weird thing. But you're right. I bet he won't. It's Big Willie style. Have you ever thought about just like how strong all of our buildings are? Just American buildings.
I'm going to tell you this right now.
You couldn't push those over.
Plane gas, what is it called? Fighter fluid? Jet fuel can't melt steel beams.
And it
so
never, ever will. Anyway,
you really did just
excited
get out of
about-
the hospital, right? Is that why you're wearing a blazer?
I
insane.
thought this was our New Year's episode.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry.
And
I
was excited to celebrate it. The blazer's not from hospital, but my headwear is. Nothing happened to my head,
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say,
I said,
is that where your gallbladder is?
not anymore. It's with whatever
The
nurse
Lord.
eats them
The
or
Lord.
whatever. Yeah,
Well, they have to for their strength. They have long shifts.
They don't let you keep them. The surgeon looked at me like I was an insane person.
Okay,
when
can
I
I
said,
tell
"Can
you?
I have it?"
Can I tell you? I babysat a trans woman after she had her testicles removed, her outdoor ovaries removed, and she really wanted
Hang on
to
a
keep
second.
them.
I want to ally, and I don't know if this is a joke or not. When you
It's
say
not.
outdoor ovaries.
Oh, the outdoor ovaries is my joke. I made it up.
That's very good, but I didn't know. Like, I was like, ha, that's funny.
It's not Alexis. It's not Alexis.
Okay, all right, outdoor ovaries. Very funny. Okay, so she had her outdoor ovaries.
And so I babysat her for like the first 8 hours after her surgery. And
Because they try to go get them, right? And
they try to put them back on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was
Force
just
to
keeping
have
watch. She pulls out of her bag a baby food jar. It looks like a baby food jar. And inside are 2 gray balls. And but same thing, like they wouldn't give them
Nut
to her.
balls.
They wouldn't give them to her. And the only way she could get them was to say it was a religious thing, that she needed them for a religious ceremony. And they were
Fuck.
like, oh yeah, of course, no problem.
God damn it. Why didn't I go with the religious thing? I will say a chaplain came in and I was less than gracious. Was
Wait,
it rude?
really?
Yeah. A chaplain came in
That's a
and
bummer.
it was like I had just gotten in the room after surgery. I don't remember anything from Angela kept saying, she said I kept repeating, did it happen? Is it over? Have I had the surgery? Like I don't remember any of it. But I'm back in the room and I'm very uncomfortable. I have a drain coming out of my side.
Will you explain
It's
what
terrible.
happened, though? I think we've jumped
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Sorry.
We did jump ahead. But the chaplain, I just want to tell you, the chaplain comes in, bad timing.
Yeah.
And he just walks in with his hands together. Don't do that. What are you doing? You swimming through spirits?
Swimming
What
through
are you
sand.
doing? So he comes in and is like, I'm so-and-so, I'm the chaplain. And I was not kind. I just went, okay. And he goes, do you need anything? And I went, no.
Nope.
And then he went, okay. And he backed out of the room.
To be fair, you're in Florida. It's not out of the realm of possibility that you would need a chaplain in a hospital.
Can I tell you the craziest part?
No.
Was
I said
that
no.
evening, he gets on the loudspeaker in every room and prays. I have no choice but to listen to his prayer.
Was it a religious hospital?
Yeah, it's a Seventh-day Adventist
there
hospital.
You go.
Yeah,
there you go.
There's nothing you can do
Grant,
about it.
listen, play stupid tricks, lose your gallbladder. That's what I've always said. Play stupid
so
games.
Let me explain the
sister.
gallbladder. So if eagle-eared listeners, not eagle-eared, obviously, I'm kidding, eagle eye, but what do you say? Someone who's a very paying attention with their ears. What would you call
Who's
that?
a good listener?
Is there there something animal related?
Wife.
So submissive wife listeners will remember that back in the summer of this past year, I started to experience tum-tum hurts.
Tum-tum.
And not just any tum-tum hurts, but tum-tum hurts that made me fall on the floor and sweat and couldn't form
on
sentences.
your floor.
Yeah,
keep going, sorry.
So I went to the hospital. I went to the ER a couple of times in the summer, and they couldn't figure out what was going on. They'd give me morphine and send me away. I got an endoscopy, and they were like, everything looks great, except don't take omeprazole every day. So I started making those changes. You started making those changes. You're welcome.
We have.
And
all because of you.
We never could figure out what was going on. And I just had stomach hurts every now and then. And I thought, Drew, this is the beauty of our age, of being 41. I just assumed this is my pain. I just assume everyone over 30 is in pain.
Yeah.
And so, I would see people jogging, 40-year-olds jogging, I'd be like, oh, I just can't do that anymore because I have tum-tum hurts. If I run, my stomach hurts.
You used to run all the time. That was really tough for you to give it up.
God, I ran. When I started running, I didn't stop running. Forrest Gump, classic American movie.
There is I'm so sorry, bookmark real quick, 2 seconds. I'm watching a K-drama right now called Pro Bono, and the guy quotes Forrest Gump all the time. And he says Forrest Gump. So he's saying everything in Korean, and then out of nowhere he'll go Forrest Gump. I love it. Sorry, go ahead.
I love the idea that probably whoever wrote that, it's the first English book he read, and it really imprinted on him. It meant that much to him. Yeah.
Is it a book? Is it based on a book?
Yes. Mom read it in jury duty.
What? How do you remember? What? Why do you remember that?
I don't know. I just remember Mom had jury duty for a week or something, and she had a really big old Forrest Gump book.
Wow,
and
good for
that's
her.
What she read.
She's a fast reader.
Anyway, I just thought tummy hurts forever. I just thought that this is my lot in life. I'm just going to have tummy hurts. Last Sunday, a week ago, it was getting late, and I started to get that pain that I was like, uh-oh, this isn't just tummy hurt. This is going to be hospital tummy hurts. I started to sweat, and I knew something was happening. And so I woke up Angela. It was midnight, and I was like, I'm so sorry. We need to go to the hospital. Soon I'm going to be in insane pain. So we get to the hospital. Fantastic experience.
Well,
we
it's a
walk in.
Seventh-day Adventist for you, baby.
Well, let me tell you, we walk in, and at this point, I've hit the wall where I can't form sentences anymore. I'm in that much pain. I can't open my eyes.
Oh, we should have done an episode.
Oh, I walked right into the check-in desk, and when I say walked into, I physically full speed because my eyes were closed and Angela got distracted and turned away.
See, y'all, that's comedy.
I went,
even when he's in pain, he's doing bits.
Just doing bits. They start to do the intake stuff, and then they go, oh, Mr. Nixon, and I haven't spoken any words because I can't. I just keep going, oh,
yeah.
And I'm writhing. And they said, we don't have any rooms available. You're going to have to wait in the lobby.
No.
And I was like,
the king of kings.
So we go over, and I'm delirious. I'm crawling over the couch like a child, like a toddler. I'm just trying to get relief, and there's just no relief to be had. At one point, I slide down onto the floor. I'm in an emergency room, waiting room floor.
Hot.
And I'm just sweating, and I've sweated through my clothes. And we're not sweaters, brother. We don't sweat.
We don't.
But I'm drenched in sweat, and I'm rolling around on the floor. The nurse comes over, and she goes, sir, you can't be on the ground. I'm going to need you to get up. And I just go, no. That's all I just keep saying. No. And then she comes over. She's like, you got to get up. And I finally just look at her and I open like one eye and I just go, help me. Like, and when I say help me, I wasn't talking like I'm talking to you now. It was like, help me. It was terrible. So she does.
Oh,
She
no.
immediately goes, okay, something's really
Serious.
wrong here.
Yeah.
And so she starts an IV, but she won't start medication because I haven't seen a doctor yet. She's just trying to speed it up. Like, you're not in a room yet. Let me get you whatever. Fast forward, we get to the room. This is where the malpractice comes in.
Hell yeah.
So we get to the room, and Angela's explaining to him the history, that I had the endoscopy, whatever. I haven't had this pain in a few months.
Is she crying?
Whatever. No.
Okay.
No. She's farting. She's nervous, so she's farting.
Oh, hell yeah.
And the doctor gives me morphine,
Love Dion.
and morphine's fine. It's fine. Don't get me started on Dilaudid. Oh,
Give you what? Huh?
Dilaudid?
I
Have
don't
you
know
ever
what
had that?
is. No.
It's the first drug that I was like, oh shit, I would
Opioid.
do bad things for this.
Yeah,
it's an
yeah.
opioid.
Yeah.
Like, it's so much better than morphine. Like, they gave it to me once.
I can't do opioids.
And I went-
It makes me sick.
Oh no, I can do them all day long. I think they make me whole.
I think I could do meth.
Anyway, Dilaudid made me, like, literally after they gave it to me, it was so incredible that the next time they were like, it's time for your pain meds. Are you okay with Dilaudid? I didn't really need it. And I was like, I don't need it, but I really want it. What does that mean? And she goes, that means we're going to switch medications. So they switched it because I wanted it so bad. It's so good. Anyway, they give me morphine and then they go, we're not going to do a CT scan. You've already had those 4 months ago.
Yeah.
They go, we're not going to do a CT scan. Why don't we're going to get you morphine, you get home, and then just follow up with your GI. So they send me home. I lay in bed for a day because I lay in bed because it's the only position I can get in that doesn't hurt, like on my left side. So I'm laying there for 24 hours, and then 24 hours later, I'm not comfortable in any position, and I was like, Angela, I need to go back to the hospital. I can't. The entire time I'm thinking, because the American healthcare system's so awesome, that it's $500 a pop with my insurance to go
Hell
to the
yeah,
ER.
brother.
And I already owe them from last summer. They're calling me all the time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, what's up?
Keep calling, baby.
So exactly. So we go back. They are like, you were just here. And I was like, yeah. And here I am again. They do the same thing. You need to wait over here. But this time they draw blood, like immediately. So I'm waiting over in the corner, and they get on the loudspeaker when my blood results come in. They don't even come talk to me. They get on the loudspeaker and they go, sepsis alert, room 15. And I was like, huh? And they grab me and they rush me to room 15. So yeah, I had sepsis. I was about to go into shock. I was either in shock or about to go into shock and die. The ultrasound tech comes in, looks at my gallbladder, which, by the way, I left out an important detail. The first doctor who didn't do any scans, I said, I think it's my gallbladder. It's right here. It's both of my parents have had their gallbladders removed. I think it's my gallbladder. And he was like, I don't think so. So the ultrasound tech...
Straight men.
Exactly. The ultrasound tech looks at it and she goes, oh my God, said your gallbladder is like filled with gallstones and you have a giant gallstone that's completely blocking the bile duct. And she said, everything's inflamed. Like your liver's fucked up. Like everything's fucked up.
So you were a flamer.
And she goes, no one scanned it on Sunday? I was like, no. So the doctor goes in, Drew, the surgeon, when I came out of surgery, I had a tube coming out of me draining all of the infection and stuff out of there.
We've all had that.
He said, do you know what gangrene is? And I was like, is this a civil war? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Your gallbladder was dead. Like it had been cut off, like the blood flow had been cut off from like the gallstones, that it was dying. I guess on Sunday it was dying, and they sent me home and it died and it was rotting. So gangrene means it's the blood flow is cut off to an organ and it's rotting. So it was rotting inside me and poisoning me.
Yeah, tell me more.
It was awesome. Yeah, so we're talking to lawyers. No, it was a wild experience. The hospital was so bad at their job.
Can you talk to a lawyer?
Bad at their job.
You should, right? Or no?
Yeah. Everyone I've told the story to is like, you need to call like Morgan & Morgan for the people.
You almost died.
Yeah, I did.
I gotta say, Grant. Oh, keep going. I apologize.
No, go ahead. No, you got to say.
So we get a text in the middle of the night from Angela about your sepsis alert. And
Yes.
I need to make this about me. I spiraled. I was like, oh my God, this is it. This is it. Like, Grant's about to die. I'm going to be a dad.
Yeah.
And I,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
legitimately, I told Curtis, I was like, if something happens to Grant, we have to move them out here. Like, they have to live with us. Like, we have to figure it out. We'll do a GoFundMe. We'll get them out here.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I was so panicked. I was creating all of these scenarios because, of course, the first thing I do when she says sepsis alert, I Google it. It's not good. It's not good.
No. Yeah, no. It's apparently, it's like, going to see Jesus, going to see the Lord.
Wouldn't that be fun? He wouldn't know you anymore. He'd spit you out of his mouth, you dumb bitch.
When you have a bad hospital, it does provide a couple of like fun moments sometimes.
Yeah, of course.
One of the best and most is this really fucking happening moments was, so they kept me for several nights because of the sepsis.
Right.
Like, they were like, you can't leave until we're certain that you don't have an infection in your blood anymore. I had this tube that was just sticking out of my side, and it was just constantly draining. And so before I leave, that's the last thing they take out. And they have to pull it out, and it was a pain I can't describe to you. And I don't mean intensity, I mean feeling. Like,
I've had a PICC line.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like someone, I was trying to describe it to someone yesterday who's never had that. And I said, can you imagine someone just kind of just scratching all of your organs? Like, just something being dragged. And so I was like, I don't know how to describe it.
Taking a tube out of
a
tube, it's an odd sensation. Yeah.
Yeah. It was painful. It wasn't insanely painful. It was just odd. But
it's just gross.
My nurse was the most. I wanted Piper to come see because maybe she'd have something to aspire to. She was the most on the spectrum nurse.
I love that shit.
And she one of the things she did was she goes, your potassium's really low. I'm going to get you this pill. It's huge. And so you can either try to swallow it, I can cut it up for you, or we can dissolve it in this water. And I go, I'll just swallow it. And then she goes, oh. And I go, it's a pill. And she goes, I know, but when people do it, it freaks me out. Like, it's like, what's wrong with you that you can swallow something like that?
Fair.
She's
an icon.
She hands it to me, and then she goes, you're really going to swallow it? And I go, yeah. And she goes, I'm not going to leave the room in case you choke on it. And so she stood like 10 feet away from me. This was her face the entire time I was taking the pill. She just goes,
obsessed. Love her.
And then I swallowed it, and I go, okay, I'm good. And then she goes, really? She goes, oh, no, you got to do that again, like later. I'm going to have to see that again. And I was like, I'm sorry for this? Anyway, so she puts the bed all the way up. I have to take the gown off. I'm sitting there in my Twinnuendo underwear, on sale now.
Sure.
And at Toys R Us. And so I'm just sitting there, and she's popped her pussy, flange off or whatever. And she popped her pussy. And so she's about to pull it out. The door opens, and in comes the charge nurse, like the administrative nurse. And I've only talked to this woman once. And she goes, Mr. Nixon, is now a good time? No, it's not. And I just go, I don't think so. She's about to pull this thing out of me. And I'm nervous. I'm anxious. Like, I think it's going to hurt. And, and also I'm laying there very exposed. And so she goes, I go, is it urgent? And she goes, well, what's going on? And the nurse just goes, I'm just going to pull this out. I can not. You want me to not? And I went, no, I want you to. Yeah. And the administrator goes, yeah, this will just take 2 minutes. Listen, Mr. Nixon, there's something I want to talk to you about. So I guess we're doing this. What do you think would be so important?
I hate to say this, Grant, but I'm going to say it was money related. Was it money
That
related?
would be embarrassing, and I could also be somewhat understandable. She said, Mr. Nixon, in a couple of days, you're going to get a survey in your email. It would mean so much to us if you could fill that survey out. All good marks. What? I kid you not. I thought she was going to be like, I thought it was going to be money related. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be, sir, remember you had sepsis, and so you've got to look out for these things. Or I don't fucking know. Just anything else. But she literally was like, you're going to get a survey.
10 out of 10.
Please
5
give
stars,
us high
5
marks.
stars.
So I told her, I was like, I guarantee you'll be on my survey. Like I will fill that survey out.
Bless
It
her
was
heart.
fucking crazy.
I'm
And then
so
she left the room,
sorry.
and my autistic nurse, she starts pulling, stops halfway. She starts pulling, and she goes, oh, and she stops and turns to me. She goes, this is a long one. And I just go, I said, focus up, let's go, keep going.
Are you watching St. Dennis?
No.
St. Dennis Medical,
Saint
legitimately, Grant, I'm over sitcoms. I don't like The Office setup anymore. It's too much. However, St. Dennis is so fucking funny. And there's
Okay.
a male nurse.
What's it on?
Peacock. You know,
Okay.
you watched Jury Duty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember the young guy whose girlfriend was breaking up with him? He was in the jury as well. He was kind of like the main kind of best friend. Like he kept coming to the guy for like advice.
Yeah.
Anyway, he plays like this
Look up the show.
podunk nurse who's kind of like that the entire time. And that's absolutely
I
something
have
he would do.
never seen this show.
Grant, it
like,
is
never seen
legitimately funny.
Anything about it.
It's so funny. It's so funny.
David Allen Greer,
I saw him at the Coffee Bean.
81% Rotten Tomatoes.
He was wearing a big hat. Yeah, it's really, really funny. Anyway, but we saw him on our plane coming back from Philadelphia for Christmas. We walked right past him in first class and went to our extra legroom seat, and literally right behind him. But there was a curtain so that I couldn't see him anymore.
So you were just looking at the curtain, but you could sense him. You could feel him.
I think even more so,
so-
he could feel me looking at him.
I think you were just touching him. That's stop calling that looking. We're gonna get in a lot of trouble. So
Potato
yeah. So
protection.
I've been home for a couple of days or a few days now, and I'm able to sit up. Do you want to see my wounds?
No.
I'm gonna show you anyway. Do you want to see
Grant,
them?
I will show you parts of my body that... Grant, no! I'm not looking.
I didn't. Don't worry. It's all put away. Haha, you fool! No, I'm just kidding.
I just think there's something about seeing a doughy body with an incision. It just looks like someone hurt the Pillsbury guy.
How dare you be so accurate? It's fine. I'm so much better
ESPN.
now. Anytime I sneeze or cough or laugh, it feels like I'm being stabbed.
Ugh.
There's 7 incisions. They do little robots. They pump your stomach full of gas so it's distended, and then
Oh, I
they
don't need
poke
that.
holes in it. And,
Whoa.
for when I came home, I took a shower for the first time in multiple days, and I was standing in front of the mirror, and my stomach was still distended because it was filled with all that gas, and it hurt because I was laughing because I had looked so ridiculous. Like I couldn't stop laughing at myself. Yeah, so if I keep grabbing my side, Drew, you're splitting my side. You're splitting me up, brother.
You know that you'll fart all the time, even more now. Once your gallbladder's gone, you fart more.
That's
I
not
don't know.
true.
Google
I
it.
haven't
I
heard that.
swear to God. Oh,
I
you don't
haven't
believe in
heard
God?
that.
I swear to science.
If I eat a high food or a high fat diet, I imagine I would.
Gallbladder removal, fart. You have to do 3 farts or Google won't take you seriously. Yes, increased farting and gas are very common after gallbladder removal as your body adjusts to bile flowing directly into the small intestine. But it usually improves within a few months as you adopt a low-fat diet and stay mobile, though sometimes it can become part of... Oh, no, we're not going to
Boom,
read.
boom, boom, boom,
Nope.
boom.
And then it stops and nothing bad can happen.
What do you mean?
Grant, stop. Don't. Grant, do
What's
this
gonna
after.
happen to me?
Do this after.
What's going to happen to me?
No, it
Fart,
could happen,
fart.
but it won't happen. 3 farts. I only heard
Gallbladder.
2. You're not going to get the same results.
Fart.
There is a problem that could develop, but it is a small percentage of people, and I'm not ready to be a dad. So let's keep going. Let's move past this.
Oh my God.
Stop. Grant, turn the phone off.
True, I'm going to die.
For real though, Grant.
No, I'm
you
not
do
gonna
need
die. I'm gonna
watch
live
Saint
forever.
Dennis. You do need to watch St. Dennis. You'll love it.
I'm going to live forever. Thank you for all of your support. Thank you for your thoughts and prayers. I also want to thank, seriously, everyone in the Twinnu universe for all your thoughts and prayers. I knew it was working because nothing happened. And so I knew I couldn't feel it at all. And I was like, they're
thinking
doing
about
it.
me. Yeah.
There's thoughts and prayers happening right now.
Yeah.
So thank you. Yeah, I don't. Drew, do you even remember how to do this? It's been so long. You know, like which end do I talk in? You know what I mean? Like which side do I talk on?
Be careful, Grant. You're gonna make me laugh and split my side open.
Well, Drew,
Yeah.
because this did happen so late in the month, people have been asking about our yearly tradition where we talk about what's in and what's out, which of course we call what's twin and what's Twout.
What's Twout?
So Twin and Twout 2026.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously have a list of things that we agreed at the meeting, where we plan every episode for the entire year.
About you getting your gallbladder out. Yeah.
And so I have what's Twout and what's twin. Do you have some as well?
I do.
Okay. Would you like to start, or would you like?
Yeah, you've talked a lot.
Well,
so,
I thought for a second I would never talk again. Sorry.
What's Twout? What's Twout in 2026? Grant telling long stories from the hospital. What's twin? Angela telling long stories in a grief circle.
God damn it.
No, okay.
After you made me Google
this just
my
happened to me.
death.
This just happened to me last week, or a few weeks ago, and it has stayed on my mind. First of all, I want to say, Grant, I'm glad you're alive. So there is a thing that straight, typically white men who drive super big trucks, like Ford F-150s on giant tires that are like, it's too big. It's too big. You don't need to be driving around the neighborhood.
And that's what people call them, 150s. That's what people say.
What is it?
Have you got my Ford 150?
I see no problem with that.
Okay.
I'm kidding. I know. But here's the thing, Grant. I push against. You know what? You know what's out? Pronouncing things correctly. You know what's in? Being creative.
I don't know those words, but I know what Twout and twin is. Continue.
Okay. So, Twout, trucks driven by straight white men with micro penises. And when you're turning on a street, maybe you're in the parking lot and you're trying to get by each other. Tell me why the giant truck is obviously the problem. My Impreza is not the problem. Presa. And instead of moving your truck out of the way, your giant, huge truck, you tiny, tiny dick man, moving that out of the way, what do they do, Grant? What do they typically do?
Do they stay in place and do a lot of this?
They direct you. They direct you.
Yeah.
They just stop being
They're in charge.
in a car and they start. Yeah. It's fucking crazy. It's absolutely fucking crazy.
They're so up high, they feel like they're like air traffic controllers. They can see everything. And they're like, hey,
Alexis,
you go this way.
Alexis
My dad was never proud of me.
That is very, very slim. So it's already hard to get two cars past each other. But when there's a huge, truck, it's even worse. So I'm trying to turn right onto the street. This truck is waiting to turn left out onto the street that I'm on. He has room. There's no cars in his way. And so I pull up. I'm like, well, there's no fucking way I can get past this giant truck. He stops looking at the road where he can turn and instead goes, you're good. Yeah, turn it. I just stopped the car.
You did it.
I stopped the car and I went, go. What the fuck? Go. I hate that. And it happens all the time. And I don't know why it hit me in such a weird way, but that is Twout. What's twin? Park your car and leave. If you get stuck with a Ford 150 and they start to direct you,
this idea.
Put your car in park, turn your car off, walk away. I don't care if you're on a road. I don't care if you're in a school zone. Stop. Get out of your car. That is not your battle.
On top of an Uber driver.
That is not your battle.
It.
That's twin.
I love it. It is twin. I think I've told this on the podcast before, but one of the best things about being a parent is you get to decide the weird lessons you teach your kids that will stick with them forever. Because my kid, they don't remember anything useful. It's all the stupid stuff. Probably when Max was who's 15 now, when he was probably about 7-ish, one day we had a big truck, I don't know if it was 150, maybe a 250.
Okay, well, don't get crazy.
It was driving like crazy, and like I honk on the horn or whatever, and Max, I remember he like yelled like, "What's he doing?" And I go, "Oh, son, when people drive those big trucks, it's and they drive like that aggressively, it's because they have tiny wieners and they have to get somewhere really fast and they have to tell everybody about it. They want to tell everyone about their tiny wieners." And so for some reason that stuck with all of my kids to this day. If you ask them, "Hey, who drives big trucks like that?" They'll go, "Oh, it's people with tiny wieners, and they drive aggressively because they have to get somewhere quickly to tell everyone about how tiny their wiener is."
I have never told this story ever, but I'm ready.
No.
I think I'm ready to.
Oh, no. Okay.
Okay. Oh
Here we
my
go.
God. Okay.
This is twin.
This is
Not
so
Twout.
embarrassing. This telling your truth is twin. Denying your embarrassing moments from your youth
Twout.
is Twout. That's
Twout.
Twout, baby. Tell me about
Get
your
that
trauma.
Twout out of
Okay.
here.
When I was in
Like
high
Elmer
school,
Fudd fishing.
I guess, Grant, you were also in high school at the time. Our freshman year of high school, the drama teacher died in the attendance office. And then we got a new drama
So
teacher.
dramatic.
And
Less
he
dramatic.
was very inappropriate. And I loved him. I was obsessed with him. And he did end up, I don't know if he got fired or he was asked to resign, but while we were doing The Man Who Came to Dinner, he was
Yeah.
fucking the high school girl stage manager who was 18 at the time. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if, so anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, it did matter to her, but now he's a professor. Nothing matters. When he got fired, or left, I was outraged because he had promised we were going to do a musical next year, and I was ready to do more musical. Anyway, so
Yeah.
he calls our house phone. Like a year later, we kitchen phone. Hey, it's oh, and I'm like,
Bleep.
oh,
We'll bleep it.
he was doing the Fantastics at the. Actually, bleep that too. He was doing a community play. He was directing, and he's like, "Hey, I think you'd be perfect for this part. It's all adults. You'd be the only kid, but I think you'd really fit in. Whatever." And of course,
Yeah.
I felt 100,000 feet tall. Turns out, I don't know if you've ever
You
seen
were
the
strutting.
Fantastics, Grant, but I was playing the mute Native American.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, be quiet a little bit longer. Nice. Yeah,
to be
I see it.
fair, Mama, we're 132nd Cherokee.
Not a problem.
Not
You're
a problem.
basically, yeah. You're Johnny Depp in The Lone Ranger at this
Anyway,
point.
I was
Not a
desperate.
problem.
I was desperate to fit in. I was desperate to, and you remember.
Did you do brown face? Drew?
I got to be honest with you. I don't
Did
have a
you?
lot of no, but I don't have a lot of memories of this. But my character was literally, I think his title was the character name was Indian. Hang on. The Fantastics.
Oh my god. That is fantastic.
Mortimer.
I don't like that.
Yep. Anyway, so and
Mortimer
when we were in
Snell.
high school, dear listeners, we looked like we were in
Yeah.
middle school. We looked so young.
Like
so
sixth graders. Like we had just entered middle school.
Truly. So
Yeah.
here's this community theater of adult failed actors and like a literal child, right? So I'm so desperate to fit in. We finished rehearsal for the night and I'm waiting for Mom to come pick me up. The director and a couple of the adults are going to go have drinks after rehearsal. So they're waiting with me so that I don't have to wait by myself while I wait for Mom.
Okay.
She was
Love it.
never on time. Never on time, which is fine.
And now
That's fine.
Are you? Are you?
Oh, I get it from Mom. My self-hatred is from her as well. Collierville, Tennessee, it's quiet. It's like 9 p.m. on a Tuesday, right? This guy in this giant fucking truck zooms down this fucking suburban road and his car is so loud. And you know how they can press something like smoke comes out of the car? It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
So this guy's doing that at
Sounds
9
dope.
p.m. on a Tuesday. It was so insane. And so the director goes, oh, you're such a big man. Ooh, you're going to make me come.
What?
The two adults were on the ground, on the floor, laughing. They thought it was the funniest thing in the
Solid
world.
bit though. Coming to trucks.
So I
Solid
said,
bit.
I'm going to keep that locked in here. I'm going to,
no, Drew.
that got a
Oh.
great response. And
Oh,
so
no.
I, at one point, in some point of, I don't even think the show was on. Well, I don't know. At some point during the show, rehearsal or show, I was alone with two of the other adults.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can't remember what happened. I can't remember if it was just a loud noise or a very quiet motorcycle happened by that only I saw.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
go, oh, you make me come. The adults in the room were horrified.
Horrified. You
I-
have to be. Imagine that's coming out of a baby's mouth.
A baby's mouth.
We looked
And Grant,
like
I didn't even know what cum meant.
babies.
I had no idea what
Right.
coming was.
Yeah.
I thought it was like a
You
silly.
would
I thought
soon, though.
I would actually, because I did get molested.
God
but
damn it.
I don't know. I've carried that with me for years. That happened when we were 15.
That is so
I've never told that
fucking
story.
funny. Oh my god! Oh my god! Just out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
They don't see like
Out of nowhere.
any
Completely out of nowhere.
reason.
Imagine, like, it could have been Grant. I don't know that this is the case, but it could have
my
been
God.
that truly someone dropped something heavy. So there was just like
Sure.
a thud all of
Yeah.
a sudden, and then a child
Yeah.
starts going, Listen, it was a different time. I want to apologize to
better
everyone
time.
for being a part of that production. Yeah.
God, that's funny.
Yeah. Mhm.
Can I tell you what's Twout? Having 70 internal organs. You know his twins, 69 internal organs. Let me hear it up top.
I still have my golly.
Let me hear it up top. Oh, okay, so that's a little bit less relatable. Drew, can I? Okay, so then apparently what's twin for me is having horrible nightmares and hallucinations in response to anesthesia. How does
What?
anesthesia hit you, buddy?
Great.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'd never had that. I've never had a procedure. I've never had surgery. So I'd never had that type of
I've never had
anesthesia.
surgery. I never had surgery.
Well, I haven't. My body's a temple. God
They had
protected
to cut my
me.
little gallbladder out because it died.
Have you had surgery? Have you had anesthesia like that?
Do you not know if I've had surgery? I want you to think about this, Grant.
Okay, I know you almost died. I get it. You've had surgery like that.
I
How did
almost
you respond
died.
to anesthesia?
Great. Yeah, loved it.
Okay, nope, not
Loved
me.
it.
I hallucinated for days, and I
For
would have
days?
horrible nightmares. Here's what I mean. Anytime I would close my eyes, I would have like a hallucination. So what I mean is,
You'd see
I'd
the
start
devil's
to. I'd be
face.
like, exactly. I would. So Hillary Clinton, where are those emails? So I would close my eyes, and it was like I'd never closed my eyes. I would see the room like I was still in it and I was still awake, and then horrible things, usually really violent things. Like people would come in and start stabbing me, and I couldn't move, and I like couldn't get out of bed. And I'd go like, all of a sudden I'd have the thought like, you can open your eyes. I'm like, oh, and that happened the entire time I was there. And I talked to the anesthesiologist, and they're like, oh yeah, that happens sometimes. And I was like, oh, well, I hate it. I hate it a lot.
Should have died.
Maybe I did. Is this death?
Yeah,
Is
you're in
this-
hell right now. That's why you're wearing a red blazer. You look normal. Oh my God, Grant!
No.
You're wearing a red blazer. I'm wearing a blue jacket. We're our logo.
See, I planned it. Just
you.
like I planned, like all things planned for Jesus, the good of
Like
Jesus
9/11.
Christ. Drew, what's Twout?
Oh, I'll tell you. Twout,
Tell me.
being available, being reachable
Don't do
in
it.
any form.
Don't do it.
Twin, having do not disturb on at all times. Now, Grant, you can't do
All
that. You
the
have
time.
children. You have children. You need to be available.
They have a mom. Nope.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Let Angela
Not
pull her weight for
interested.
once.
For once.
Even
though it's not very much weight.
not at all, except for her giant tits. I love Do Not Disturb. It is something that
Yeah.
I did truly for the first time just a few days ago, where I accidentally hit Do Not Disturb, and then I noticed. Well, I was trying to hit sleep because I was about to take a nap, and I hit Do Not Disturb.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh wait, what is that setting? And I looked. All of the notification numbers disappeared. They go
Disappeared.
away. And currently I have 609. 69. Oh,
669.
609 unread texts and 557 voicemails and 24,981 emails. And so when I turn on Do Not Disturb, that all goes away.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
I can
you know it's
prepare
still there,
myself.
though.
I could no. And when I'm finally ready, I don't think about it. I don't have to be nervous to look at my phone. When I'm finally ready to communicate with people, when I'm like, okay, the Adderall and the coffee hit, I'm going to be really productive for the next 8 minutes. Then I can turn off Do Not Disturb, answer all the texts, and then disappear again for the rest of the day. That's twin, baby.
Yeah. That's fantastic, Drew.
We
I
used
do
to not
love
be
a good
available,
Do Not
Grant.
Disturb.
Don't you remember? That was nice. That was nice.
So, Drew, I would say what is Twout something I got a lot of, thoughts and prayers. We're going to be more honest, and what's twin is going to be what we're actually doing, which is we're going to shrug and shop, because that's what people do.
Shrug and
They hear about it, shrug and shop. You go, oh, Grant's in the hospital, and you get on Amazon, you buy yourself something so you don't think about it anymore. You know what I mean? Like you do a little retail therapy.
Okay.
And so
like
just
that.
tell me you're doing it. And it
I like
makes me
that.
feel good that you're making yourself feel good. So just shrug and shop,
Yeah.
just go like, okay, but I wonder what the Prime Day deal is. Like I can't fix the sepsis.
Although you should
but
shop
I can
local.
fix the squeaky
but you live
door.
in Florida, so I understand you don't want to go into those stores, but you should shop local. when you
Please
can.
shop local. Oh my God, shop local.
I have to
need it.
say, brother, can you spare a dime? I'm currently, listen, I try not to use Amazon, but there are things that happen in life. And when we were in Chicago for New Year's Eve, which by the way, we had a blast. Thank you, everybody. When we
So
were in
fun.
Chicago
Thanks for
for New
coming.
Year's Eve, the most affordable option for groceries for our Airbnb was Amazon Fresh. And I don't know Amazon Fresh, but I'm like, I'm open to it because we're definitely losing money on this trip, and we did.
Whew.
I link it to, I see that you can link it to a bank account because I didn't have the IMHO business card in the account. And I was like, oh, fuck, I don't know. But all I had to do was sign into my bank. It doesn't matter. So I linked the bank account. We get the groceries. The same day. This is so boring. Never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm locked out of my Amazon account for like 2 weeks because
Why?
because Amazon can't directly. This is so boring. You know what?
Okay, but I want to finish it. I want to know, why are you locked out?
Okay, so the same
Fast
day,
forward, everybody.
the same day that we ordered the groceries, another huge payment came out of the bank account, and I had not thought of that. And so when we're doing groceries, I tell everyone to get whatever they want because I'm feeling very rich, very famous. Turns out I wasn't. But I get the notification, oops. So then I move money into the account, and then it gets taken care of that day. And then we get home, and I need to get something, and I can't find it locally. Well, I can, but it's like twice the price. So I'm like, fuck it. So I go to Amazon, I order it, I get an email. It says, hey, girlie, thank you so much for your order. We won't tell anyone that you still use us, but we canceled the order and went ahead and refunded. Your account's locked. And then it gave me a number to a collections agency. So Amazon can only process like credit card stuff. So if like a credit card charge bounces back or whatever, they can directly deal with that. But if it's a bank account, they don't. They let this like collection agency do it for them. So I call this place.
What?
Yeah. So I call this place.
And
the guy was so nice. The guy was so nice. But I told him what happened.
Hey, it's Trevor's collection agency. Trevor speaking.
Close. His name was not that at all.
Bet
anyway,
he had
but
one, though.
he was like, yeah, so that happened, and we have to. He explained why they have to work with the bank account, but honestly, whatever. I was so embarrassed that I was calling a collection agency over groceries that I had paid for that I just kind of zoned out. He's like, let me look at the. Yep, it looks like you paid it the same day. Looks like you went ahead and paid that, so we don't need to collect anything. Great. Your account should unlock in about 18 business days.
Oh my God.
I said, I'm so sorry. Why? I paid it that day. Like, I don't understand what's happening.
Well, because you didn't pay it immediately.
Exactly.
You deadbeat. You fucking deadbeat.
But so I'm like, you know what? And you know what we do when we're embarrassed? We make jokes. And people from collection agency, they get yelled at. They don't want joke. They want call over. So I went, well, after this holiday season, I could use a few weeks away from Amazon. He goes,
Oh, you did it.
Yes,
You
I
didn't
did.
say those
Yes,
words.
I did. And he goes,
oh my God.
anything else?
Oh.
Did I tell you what I did to
brutal.
Renee Rapp in LAX on our way to New Year's this year? Did I tell you this?
Yes. Yeah, it's so unhinged. Do it
Just,
again. Say it now. Let the public know.
I gotta be honest, Grant. I think it's when you
This
age.
is twin.
You know, like how we used when we were kids, we'd see like old people just saying the craziest shit, and we'd be like, "Oh, that's an old person." Yeah, it is, because now that we're in our 40s, I do not recognize myself. We were in LAX.
I get scared. I don't recognize the world all the time. and I don't know what to do.
Exactly.
And I'm
It took me
just saying
forever
shit.
to figure out what Skibbity Toilet was, and I still don't know what it is. Anyway, so
I think it's a hair product.
we go to LAX. We're going to Chicago for New Year's, and
I heard of it.
we're in this long line, and I'm not complaining. However, I am complaining that none of the workers at this busy ass holiday airport are setting up any systems in place, like where the line goes or what the order is, or what, they're instead just yelling at individuals. And so we're all just kind of looking around. So we finally get in line or whatever, and we have already been through the tag bag, and it did not go well. It was just it was a nightmare. And then I see in walks Renee Rapp by herself, fresh out of bed, gorgeous, stunning. And she comes in, she's confused. She's looking around like, wait, what? Wait. And I went, she's confused as well. I should help Renee Rapp.
You should help the Rapp, yes.
So I very coolly said, oh, do you need to tag your bag? Yeah, I know it's kind of confusing. Those machines are open. Yeah. No, you can come through here. Incredible, right?
Yes, so far, so good.
She said,
yeah, what's the problem?
She said, thank you, baby. I thought I was going to die. And so this lesbian couple and I just start kind of making intense eye contact, and we're all kind of shaking. We're all like, we're so excited. So anyway,
you think you're about to have a threesome with Renee Rapp. You're just going to be there?
I got to be honest with you, Grant. I would watch it. They were very beautiful. Anyway,
Me too.
Okay. Curtis and I drop our bags off, and we're we're walking to security, and Renee Rapp is at the back of this very long line, and we have to pass her to get to security. And by we have to pass her, I mean we have to walk past her, sure, but she's still about 30 feet away. There's no reason to be close to her. And I said, you know what? It's the holidays. Our first interaction went so well.
Double down.
I'm going to talk to Renee Rapp. It's 5 a.m. Let's do it. So I walk up to Renee Rapp, and I don't mean like I walk kind of near her and like wave. I walked up, stood in front of her. She's on her phone. Okay. I got as close to her as I could. I took her hands and I went, Merry Christmas, Renee Rapp. And she kind of laughed and was like, thank you, baby. And I don't know what possessed me. I look at my husband who's standing there going, and I went,
horrified.
I went, oh my God, it's Renee Rapp. And she says something else to me, but I don't hear it. Instead, as she's talking, I'm looking at Curtis and looking at her. I'm going, as she's saying something. It's not even until I walk away. I should have been pulled away. But I walk away that I realized she was like thanking me for helping her earlier.
She was like, let's make this
she
normal.
Was
I'm going to have a normal conversation.
Normal. She was so normal.
And you were like...
And, it's wild to me because I don't often find myself starstruck. Like, it's exciting to see a celebrity, but I'm not like, oh my God. But something about seeing Renee Rapp, you know what it is? You know what it is? I saw her alone and in need. And I saw a woman alone in need.
And you were like, time to pounce.
And I pounced.
That's dad in you.
That's dad.
That's the dad
That's
in
dad.
you. Mm-hmm.
So
That's
Renee
dad.
Rapp, I just want to say, first of all, thank you for being a patron. And
thank you for listening. Thank you for
I
being a
will
patron.
do it again. Do not come near me. I'll say your name to your face again.
And then I'll talk about you without taking a single step away. The other part of the story that I love is because we have the same impulse, which is when something works, when someone likes something we've said or done, we fucking chase that high. Mm-hmm. Like it's hard to walk away. It's hard to just go, I did it. Good interaction, leaving on a high. We don't do the George Costanza where he tells the joke, everyone laughs, and then he leaves the meeting. Like we keep going, until everyone is uncomfortable.
He's directing. He's directing Sweeney Todd right now.
Oh, interesting, because he's a fictional character.
Wait, what?
This guy, George Costanza's not a real person.
They're in jail. He must have just gotten out of jail.
Oh, Seinfeld. I was in the hospital and I was just cracking this nurse up. Just bam, bam, zinger, zinger, zinger,
giving her
zinger.
that Nixon charm.
Just giving her that Nixon charm, zinger, 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 zinger. And she had to draw blood. And so she was like, I'm so sorry, I'm going to have to hurt you a little bit. And
She said, I'm going to have to hurt you?
she was being, it made sense in the context. It was being kind of funny. It's like playful,
Oh,
like,
okay.
I have
See,
to hurt you a little
I
bit.
didn't hear any of the intro, so I'm thinking she walks in the room and goes, I'm going to have to hurt you.
Hello, I'm gonna have to hurt you. No, this is after playful zing zing zing
Sure,
zing.
sure.
I'm gonna now I gotta hurt you a little bit. And I said something like, well, it's okay because that one does it all the time, or something. Like Angela's sitting over there, and she goes, what? And I was like, I just looked at her and I go, she hits me like at night while I'm asleep. She hits me just like that. Just
Grant.
the whole mood shifts.
Yeah. She's
goes-
a mandated reporter.
She goes, so I'm not going to, but like when you say things like that,
Yep.
I have to like
Report
I'm
it.
supposed to like report that. So can I just ask you, like, is your wife actually hitting you?
Grant.
And I went, no.
Reel it
No.
in, brother. Reel it in.
No, I was just we're willy-nilly. She's out there making her little joke. I gotta hurt you. She does all the time. My wife hits me, and I said it so I got so serious.
Yeah.
I was like, she hits me. She hits me when I'm asleep. And
That's
yeah, they don't like
awful.
that. They don't.
I've
They don't
never
laugh
said
at that.
anything that has ever silenced anyone.
And then I took her hand and I said, "You're Renee Rapp."
No, you say Merry
And that was
Christmas,
it.
Renee Rapp. Anyway.
And oh my God, it's Renee Rapp.
Okay, I have another twin and
and
Twout.
it was.
Twout,
Okay.
let go of the trope of I hate my wife. I hate that shit. Like the whole like, oh my fucking ball and chain, my goddamn wife.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to like hit her in the pussy next time I see her, stupid bitch. Or whatever
I do
you
say
say.
a lot.
I
Twin, tell
hate
people
that.
tell mandatory reporters that she hits you.
Yeah, twin is instead making her the abuser. You understand? You understand?
Yeah, I don't like that either. I agree. But people shitting on marriage or whatever, and I'm like, oh, it sucks to have
Listen,
people.
my hands are not
that you
clean. I'm not
love
saying
and-
this as not a hypocrite. It is a trope that, like, I got to be honest, like, I fell into when I got married. I was like, oh, I guess I'm getting married. And then I was like, wait, no, I want to.
My freedom.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
like, I really like Curtis a lot. Like, I like being around
Yeah.
him. So this is good news. Yeah. Anyway, that's out. We're done. We're done with that.
Speaking of Curtis and
That's
why he's
Twout.
better
I
than you,
apologize. Mhm.
when we were in Chicago, I had not brought omeprazole, and so I asked you if you had an extra one, and you go, yeah, I think so. Let me check with Curtis. I don't think today is our omeprazole day.
Mm-hmm.
And that stuck in my head as like,
Why?
oh, you do this together. And then I saw the pill setup you have, like all your pills and stuff organized. Does Curtis do that for you?
Mm-hmm.
That's
Well,
insane.
no, listen. Okay.
I mean, that's amazing. Good for you.
It's
Insane.
to protect.
I don't-
It's to protect.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Protect his life.
Maybe he just threw up. You know what? I'm gonna let her eat it. I'm not gonna look. It'll be over soon. I just gotta cover this ear. Wait, I'm gonna put the other AirPod in. I'm not kidding. It's so gross. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. Well, it's mostly her food. Like, I recognize it. I can still see the food shape. Okay.
Cool.
So, what were we talking about?
We were talking about Curtis does all your pills.
Okay.
And I'm over here in the fucking Wild West trying to take care of myself, forget my omeprazole all the time and dying.
He's
Getting sepsis.
And you're welcome. And I gave you my Abisiprazole, and then I was
did.
in pain the next day because I didn't have mine for my omeprazole day. Could I have gone to the
You're
store?
like Jesus.
Yeah. Over the years, I have tried many different antidepressants, anti-anxiety, all of that. And a huge part of them working is you taking them every day. And
Consistency.
I struggle to make appointments.
I do too.
If I do fuck up once, I'm like, well, it's over. I missed a day. It's over. Wellbutrin is dead to me now. And
I'm like a week off Adderall because I just won't call.
I think you need to be off Adderall, Grant. You're so mean. You're so mean.
Shut the fuck up.
Okay. Human being relationships. You got this? You ready? Human being relationships. Instead of getting annoyed that your partner is constantly unable to do something, maybe that's maybe that's the part where they lean on you. And so instead of making them come to you like out of shame, because they probably
Or
won't,
come with you.
be like, you know what? I've noticed you do really struggle with putting this away. And what do you think that is? And then you can explore it together. And then you can agree, like, you know what? You do this for me, I can do that for you. And it takes all the stuff away. Anyway, Curtis was like, I'm tired of suffering because you keep going off your meds. So I'll do it now. And for the most part, for me, it's great for all the part, 100%.
Right.
And for the
Sure,
most
yeah.
part, Curtis is like chill about it. Like we've had the conversation and he's like, yes, that is something I'll do for you. Like I do it for myself. It doesn't make sense for me not to, whatever. Because I buy all the pills, like all the supplements, all the vitamins and
Yeah.
stuff. Like I stay on top of that. However, Curtis is not a morning person. And there are mornings where the pills are completely out and I take about 30 pills a day. So like I don't know for sure what I take or how much. So I then have to ask him, usually I have to wake him up and say, hey, what pill do I take? What color is it? He hates that. He hates that. He hates that. But no, it works great. It works for us.
I love what you said about sometimes like in like relationships, yeah, you just figure out like what you can do for your partner. I had a really big, this is a sincere Twinnuendo story.
Oh no.
I had a big shift in my marriage with Angela about 10 years ago that like forever changed us in a positive way. So
Just
Angela,
for context to everyone, 10 years ago, he believed demons were real. Go ahead.
I still do.
Yeah.
What do you think was in my gallbladder?
Demon juice.
Demons.
Yeah.
Yep, they just get in there. They
She
come
ate her
and
throw up. It's
fly
over.
off.
She ate her throw up.
God damn it.
It's over.
When we were growing up, our father would throw
You are
things
on
through our
Earth.
windows
Mm-hmm.
if our room wasn't clean.
Yeah, he threw a
And-
baseball through the window.
Is that the best way to teach your children about keeping things tidy and a place for everything and everything in its place? No.
Well, I'm not a parent.
It's
but I would
one
say
way.
Yes.
It's one way,
Yeah,
apparently.
it's a possibility.
Angela's family had a different approach, which was push it over here, just shove things over here. And so, like, for example, if I'm like, all right, let's clean our bedroom, what that means to me is if I'm putting something in a closet, it's going in a specific place in the closet. That thing belongs in that closet. For Angela, it's I'm going to shove everything in the closet because I can close the door and then it's all gone. It's her do not disturb.
Yeah.
That's how she cleans. She turns on do not disturb in every
Yeah.
room. And she just
Yeah.
shoves it out of the way. It's still there. Honestly, for the first like decade of our marriage, that was like all we fought about. It was just cleanliness. And it just
Ugh,
drove me
simpler
crazy.
time.
Yeah. And now, I mean, think about, we fight about like, she's
The
such a big
existence
ice
of
supporter or
God.
whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
so I'm complaining to a friend of mine about it, like about the like literally her laundry's all over the floor and whatever. And then he goes, "Can you just pick it up?" And I was like, "Yeah, but that's not the point. Like I shouldn't have to. Like this is we're not in college anymore." And she'll get out of bed and stand on a foot worth of dirty clothes. Like that's so fucking crazy. Whatever. And he's like, "But you could pick it up." And I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Is she a good mom?" And I was like, "She's a fucking great mom." He's like, "She's a good partner?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You love spending time?" "Yeah." "Anything else wrong?" And I was like, "No, she's fucking perfect. I love it. I love our life together, whatever." And he's like, "So just like, I don't know, wash the dishes, pick up her clothes, and just like, kind of shut the fuck up about it." And I don't know why, but it just clicked. Like
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, that's,
Yep.
I can do that. Like I can stop all these fights right now by just fucking doing it. Just shut up and do it."
Yeah.
And so if the clothes are left out, it's no longer because Angela left them out, because I didn't do it. So the only person I can be mad at is me, because I know that about her. Like that's just her thing. And so like,
Yeah.
she does all these other things so incredible. Who fucking cares? At the end of the day, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares that the kitchen's not clean? I'll clean it.
But I think that's part of the whole like, oh, the old ball and chain. I think that's when you get into a marriage, I think you expect, well, we're in this partnership, so we think the same way now. And so we have to do it in the exact same way now.
Right.
Because Curtis and I went through the exact same thing. He puts things away. So when he's done
Yeah.
with a plate, we're watching TV,
Yeah.
right? And he's like, ooh, let me pause that. I got to go to the bathroom. Well, that also means I'm going to pick up the plate I was just using that I don't need anymore, and I'm going to put it in the dishwasher first. And I do that now, but it took me forever to realize that was like important to him. I mean, I will if I'm getting up or whatever, but now without animosity, he will just come over and grab mine too. Whereas before, it would be that kind of like, he's waiting, he's watching, waiting to see if I'm going to put it away, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, same thing, like I have my things with him as well. You know, his farts are horrible.
Oh, man. Sometimes, remember you kept bottling them? I don't know. Why did you do that?
I just wanted to see if the glass could take it.
And it could. Bell's a good company.
Sponsored by Bell.
Bell, thank you for sponsoring us. I'm going to pull up a voicemail real quick, but I do want to say...
He wanted to say...
The ultimate, like, Twout for 2026, of course, and forever will be, is Dillsburg. Fuck you, Dillsburg.
Fuck you, Dillsburg.
Twin is anywhere else. Fucking go. Anywhere else.
I don't understand why you should. Everyone move. Everyone move.
Move out of there.
Leave and don't. I don't mean move your things. Leave your shit in Dillsburg. What? That's Dillsburg.
Just
shit.
leave it.
Just walk away.
Leave it. Go to Venezuela. Go to Greenland.
Leave your family.
Go anywhere else.
Yeah, it's safe.
Fuck
everywhere.
Dillsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you. You're Twout. Let me pull up a voicemail.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
While Grant's pulling up the voicemail, the people who are watching this on internet, viewers, I know I look shiny, but I did drag today, and I had to put on so many Korean products. I'm a baby. Oh, Grant, okay, first of all, I'm back on weed. Everyone shut up. It was the only thing making me happy, and I know it can interact with your Wellbutrin, but I gotta be honest, the only thing it really did for me was made me lose my joy. So, yes, I'm back doing weed and stuff, so shut up. But anyway, I had my weed delivered the other night. I'm not rich. I just have coupons. I always go meet them at the car, but it doesn't matter. You have to show them your ID, and they have to, like, verify you're the person on the order and that you're over 18 or 21 or whatever the fuck.
Right.
And so I hand this guy my ID, and he goes, 84, you look great. And I was like, thank you so much. And I had just done skin. So I was like, thank you so much.
Feeling good.
And I look at him, and I think for sure he's the same age. Like I'm thinking he's about to say, I'm 86, and wow, like you're.
Oh yeah. Sure.
So I went, well, we both look great. And he was like, I was born in the year 2000.
No.
Wait,
oh, no.
Grant, it gets so much darker. So
no.
I'm like, ugh. And the other thing is he's chatty, okay? The first thing he says to me when he pulls up is, you're my last delivery tonight. This is great. I'm in a great mood. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I can't grab my drugs because they're still in his back seat. And I don't want to go in there. So I'm just like stuck with his personality. Anyway, he was like, I was born in 2000.
Diarrhea. Just say you have diarrhea.
Oh, don't say it. Don't talk about it. Be about it. Just shit your pants. I was like, oh, well, 2000. Yeah. I mean, he was bald. And I was like, maybe it's like, you're bald. And
what?
Wait, Grant, wait, it gets worse. He goes, I don't remember I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember his exact phrasing, but he said something along the lines of, no, I think it's from growing up in Russia. It was really hard.
Oh my God. So you invited him in.
Yeah.
You're like, just come in. I need to make you a meal, I guess.
Yes, here, have this meal. So I had already tipped him through the app, but I still had a 20 in my pocket, and I was like,
you had to.
I had to.
You had to.
I was like, because he was like, I can't wait to go home and drink my beer. And I was like, well, here, buy yourself some beer. Thank you so much.
I mean, he five will go west you. Like he was full Fievel.
Oh yeah.
Listen, what are you gonna do?
Listen, all you can do is help. All you can do is help.
Five will go beer. Beer. Let's dive in with this voicemail for the new year. Let's get it started with a really light-hearted story. So, and here's a voicemail.
Hi, Grant and Drew. This is Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
And I am.
This is Joanne.
I'm a patron.
Sorry.
And I love you guys so much.
I love you, Joanne.
First thing, if you're ever in Nashville and you need a respite, please let me know. I will make you coffee and biscuits and give Drew the remote.
Okay.
And
wait,
y'all can watch all of the K-Boogie Demon Monster shows that you want.
Thank you.
But my story is I was on staff at a local church for about 10 years. And the church had its moments, ups, downs, but things were starting to slowly fall apart. And so one day I get a call very last minute, like late Saturday, from the pastor saying, hey, can you preach for me on Sunday? I won't be there. Again, not a big deal that it was last minute or that he
Not a
wouldn't
big
be there.
deal to suddenly be asked to
unusual.
preach.
So I go,
All
sure,
right,
no
Joanne.
problem. That's that. I show up Sunday, do my thing, conduct service, as normal. No big whoop, glad to be there, glad to see the people. It wasn't until after the service that I hear from one of the trustees that the reason the pastor is not there is because he has been arrested in a prostitution sting. So I am
Not a good
flabbergasted. And actually, I felt a little set up and betrayed because him not saying why he wouldn't be there or the circumstances, to me
It
felt
put
like
you as the face of it.
I don't know. He was putting me up to kind of low key endorse him, right? Because if I get up there and don't address anything, don't, share or don't just even give some assurances, it just seems like I'm covering for his moments of challenge. So needless to say, I felt really betrayed and really hurt. Like I said, it was very much the beginning of the end for a number of reasons, but that never really, I never really recovered from that. And so, I'm wondering, was that an overreaction? I feel a little justified in my anger. Do you interpret it that way? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Again, love you both. Thanks.
First of all, Grant, I'm so
Joanne,
sorry.
the sweetest.
I just want to say, I have loved Joanne for a while now. There are a few patrons that I reference what they say so often in my home that Curtis knows exactly who I'm talking about. And because usually I'll say Joanne from Patreon, blah, blah, blah from Patreon. And I said, this was a while ago, but I was like, Joanne, and he goes, from Patreon. I know who you're talking about. So now I just say Joanne, like she's my best friend. So I love you, Joanne. And we might be coming to Nashville this year. So,
I'd hope so.
Okay, listen.
I love Nashville.
I love that prostitution. Sex work is work.
Sex work is work. The oldest job.
I mean, I wasn't shocked
ever.
at all. I was waiting to hear you say child sexual abuse or something, but instead it was like he paid someone who offered. So like, calm down, everyone. But yeah, bitch, I'd be so pissed. Hey, Joanne, can you go preach for me real quick? And what was your sermon on? Was your sermon on paying for sex? Well, actually, that doesn't make sense. Why would
do you remember the classic remake of, what was it, Dick and Jane? What was the
Jim Carrey and she used to be married to David Duchovny, but he was a sex addict. Been there, David. Tia LaBeouf. Tia Coffee. Tia
Fun
Coffee.
with Dick and Jane. Fun with Dick and Jane. Remember how that movie started?
Tia Leone.
There was...
Yes. It was a couple bank robbing. The way the movie started was he worked for a financial organization and they were going down for fraud. They promoted him to go on TV while they got caught out on TV. So he had no idea. Joanne, they funded with Dick and Janed you. They dicked and janed you. They dicked.
You got dicked and janed.
They didn't just dick you, they janed you too.
They janed you too, which is a rare thing to happen. But yeah, that's so fucking shitty that he would be like, hey, no big deal. I just need you to cover for me. Just get up there on stage. Just, got a little scratchy throat today. And prison. I've got a little prison. Honestly, that's going on.
Honestly, Joanne, like, this has inspired me. I have another Twint and Twout. Twout and Twin.
Pretty close.
Okay.
Yep. Twin and Twout. Yep.
Twout. Let me do it backwards. Twin. No, let me do it the other way. Twout. Staying
Twout.
angry. Staying angry. Twin.
Don't do it.
Feel it. Name it. Say the feeling out loud. Journal if you can.
Anger.
I love
Anger journal.
journaling, and I don't write more than just a few sentences at a time. Like, I'm not writing. I love it, and you can put stickers in it. Anyway, it really helps me out a lot.
Anger stickers.
But when you name the emotion, and if you say it out loud, it moves the thought to your thingy in the front of your brain instead of the emotion in the back or whatever. Because I saw a TikTok that scared me, and I Googled it, and it turns out it was actually
Anger
real.
TikTok.
It wasn't just TikTok. You know, I used to get, and I still do sort of, I would get big dopamine rushes easier if I got angry about something. So I would just get really mad, and it would make me feel like, and
Sure.
Turns out prolonged moments of anger is basically like frying your brain. Really bad for your brain. It's really, really bad for your brain. So,
but keeps you alive, apparently.
oh, that's why you'll never die. You'll never die.
Never die. Yeah.
So,
You'll
yeah,
be president,
everyone,
maybe?
feel your anger, say it out loud, discuss it, write it down, externalize it, because emotions are not emergencies. Let me say that again.
Say it again.
Emotions
Say it with your
are
whole
not
pussy.
emergencies. Feels that way, but
They
they're
are
not.
not.
Take it from the inside devil head, okay? Because inside there's a really mean person up there, okay? And that's the devil. Take that devil head out, okay?
Yep.
You're like anger.
Yup.
That's anger. And I feel this way for that reason. And that's justifiable. And eventually it starts to lose its power, and your brain goes, thank you so much, faggot.
My brain doesn't talk like that on a public podcast.
I'm pretty sure you trained my brain to talk like that, but go on.
You're welcome. Still not my brain. Joanne, it's such bullshit, and I'm sorry. And there is something I'd like to talk about on a future episode if we can. We watched, I listened to this podcast about this cult in Chicago, a ballet cult, like Christian ballet cult.
Yeah.
And that's why. But I met somebody who was a ballerina who was in it, and so they were like, "Have you heard of this cult thing?" And I was like, "No."
Whoa.
One of the things that it made me think about was nothing was surprising when you hear about the cult. Nothing was surprising.
Right.
It was just like I was like, that sounds like a youth group. Like it's people treating 20-year-old adults like they're 11 and having control over their bodies and giving them shame and whatever. Nothing was surprising. And the leader was incredibly unqualified and whatever. And it made me think, like, why do people like that get any type of validity? And then I went, oh, because they put Christian on it. And when you put the label Christian on it, immediately that ecosystem is so trained to go like, oh, it's not just ballet, it's Christian ballet. They just go, well, that's valid. Like, well, then that must be that's where I need to go. I want to be a part of ballet, but I want it to be Christian. How many of those can there be? So this must be the one. And so not only do you get a subpar product, but like Christian music and whatever, but you also have subpar leadership. And so this woman was really abusive and terrible because not only, again, is her feet hurt, but also like her leadership was subpar because everything in that world was subpar because it's Christian. And what's important is the mission. And when shit goes sideways, it's spiritual warfare or whatever story they want to tell themselves. And so like churches are filled with leaders who are subpar leaders. And it puts people in power because they know the right buzzwords to say, because they know like I'm a pastor and I'm on a mission and whatever the fuck, and it makes people vulnerable to them, and it just sets them up for abuse. And so like Angela and I were talking about the things that my employers would say to me as in the church. Someone in a corporation somewhere else, somewhere in a business somewhere else, you get fucking sued for that. You know,
right.
Like the manipulative, personal, the spiritual abuse and shit was so... It's like, what the fuck? Why do we put up with that? It's because, like, you know what? there's something bigger happening here. And so, like Joanne, unfortunately, churches are filled with subpar leaders who are not held accountable because they can hide behind this idea that there's something bigger here, there's some spiritual thing going on here. And so I'm so fucking sorry that happened to you. And if I know we have listeners who are Christians, and I know we have listeners who still hold to faith.
I'm sorry,
yes,
y'all.
And they still hold to faith, and they still go to church and all those things. Here's what I would tell you: if we want to do a twin, you know what's Twout is fucking over spiritualizing leadership and not holding people accountable because these people are chosen of God. No, they fucking aren't. They told you they are. You know, like, that's it. That's the difference. You know how I knew I was called to ministry? Because I fucking said I was. And you believed me. And that's every single other person. So, like, hold them to account. If you're going to submit yourself to leadership in a church, fucking hold them to account. They're just people doing a fucking job. And so, like let's raise that standard. Because, like, the shitty thing is that person who did that to Joanne, and Joanne, you're justified in all your negative feelings towards that person because he fucking used you. He's going to do that to other people. And well, like, Joanne, prison. your language there, and I don't want to criticize you. You sound like the sweetest, most wonderful human being.
She's my best
But
friend.
your language there even, like, minimized what he did. Like, you said, like, you know, as he's what was it? She used the word struggle. What was the word she used?
I don't know.
His. Well, I'm so sorry, Joanne, to have forgotten. But it was something you described him being arrested in fucking putting that under the rug and putting you up in front of you. You described it as, you know, he's going through his struggle or whatever. Call it what it like fucking is. You know, like he.
Yeah, Joanne, this is all your fault.
No. It's
sorry.
No, it's not. But like hold him to account. I'm not saying like run him out of town on a rail. I'm not saying like shun him, but I'm saying like be honest about it and be like, this happened. You did this thing, and then you fucking did this thing to me. You know, like, it's not okay. You're not above anything else. And, like, let's just fucking deal with it. Like, let's go, like, let's put it right in front of us. And what happened to us in the church is when we were accused of all these terrible things that we did, and I mean, we got out of jail. I bailed myself out. It's not a big deal. But when we did all of that, that was one of the things that was so confusing was when they confronted me and told me I did all these horrible things, and then I was so fucking broken, I was like, maybe I did. I don't have any memory of it. Am I a monster? I kept asking my therapist that. I was like, am I a schizophrenic? Like, I don't remember these things, but I must have done these things if they said I did them. The thing that always confused me was I said, so talk to me about it. Like, let me stand in front of the people I've wronged and let me tell them I was wrong. And they were like, no, just go away. Basically. And that's the culture that's built in these churches. So if you're involved in a church, like, that's fine. If you like that, that's what you need. It helps you. It helps other people. Fine. But, like, hold these leaders accountable. Like, let's be honest about what's happening. What he did to you was fucked up. And, like, I'm not saying don't forgive him. And I'm not saying, again, shun him. I'm just saying, like, hold him to account for it. It's not okay. And, like, he shouldn't get some pass. He doesn't have some fucking
so people
spiritual
shouldn't get
carte
arrested
blanche.
for prostitution. Grow up.
Grow up, everybody.
Do you... we're running long. I'm sorry. I know we need to go. When I'm listening to you talk so passionately about this, I can't help but think you have separated yourself from it so hugely, which I'm so glad about. But sometimes I hear you say, like, they did this, and, like, that's manipulation, and that's fucked. That was you, though. Like, for 20 years. And I think you're a very nice, kind person.
17.
So I don't think that you were, barely legal. What, not at all legal? I don't know. Depends on where you live.
No, not legal. Brother,
but,
get
like,
that straight.
do you ever, like, sometimes when you're talking about that, I know it might be difficult for you. I'd love to hear you say we sometimes. Like, you are removed from it, but it was something that happened for like 17 years. And
yeah,
I wonder if you avoiding saying that, if you like completely separate yourself from it, is not actually like allowing you to feel all of the complicated emotions you would have in that situation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, I think when I use a language of they, I guess like talking to Joanne and talking to anyone who's like still in the current church situation, I'm literally thinking of today. Like I'm thinking of present day. This is what I believe your leaders are doing. Like this is what I believe happened. So I don't think I'm consciously trying to absolve myself of anything by saying like, "Whoa, that wasn't me." You know, I mean,
No,
I
don't think you are
yeah.
either. I don't think you are either, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying, maybe I'm too sensitive. I just want, like, I feel like you're in a much better place and I feel like you have so much support behind you now. I want you to feel comfortable, like, truly unpacking that stuff, like with me or with the show. I just don't want you to, like, I don't know. Maybe I'm overstepping, I guess.
I don't think so. And I think like, I don't think so. I think that's helpful, and I think that there will be, I was writing down some things I'd love to talk about. One of those being the manipulative thing of like slapping Christian on everything, and then allowing giving validation to people who don't deserve that validation, and then they get in positions of power and they don't know what to do with that power, and they hurt a lot of people with it. I think there's space in those conversations as we talk about those things to talk about where like I had responsibility in that. I absolutely was in that position. I remember being, one of my most embarrassing moments, which I heard another pastor, so it's not that big a deal, because fuck them all.
Yeah, they don't have feelings.
But I mean, I was an elder at like 24 or something.
Old fuck. You couldn't even rent a car.
But I was in this room with all these like men, like adult men or whatever, and I felt so emboldened because, well, I'm the one who preaches, and I'm like, God chose me to do this and whatever. And I remember there was a pastor who, yes, he didn't want to do the right thing. Like there was a little bit of, he was afraid to do the right thing, but I ripped him in half, like embarrassed him in front of this room full of other people, and used like my authority as the preacher and leader, whatever, to tell him how wrong he is and how cowardly he is. And I questioned, oh my God, did I ever? Yeah, I had these moments of the things that I want to protect people from today, or at least call out and give people an opportunity to make a decision, a little bit more informed decision about what they want to be involved in when it comes to church. 90% of the time when I talk about these things, I did them, like in some form or fashion. Mm-hmm. They came out of my mouth. They were something I participated in, or they were something I remained silent, while they happened. And so, I don't think that's, no, I am. And I don't think that's an unhelpful note at all. I hope to keep that in mind, that as we have these like future conversations, that I can talk about those things where I was responsible.
Yeah, I didn't bring that up to like critique you, but it's something that like there are times where we're having these conversations, and like I say this jokingly all the time, but starting Twinnuendo has been overall very positive, but it has fucked me up, because like when I moved away and stopped going to church for like 17 years, that part was just over. It was just something I didn't think about, didn't talk about. I did a classic Debbie Nixon. I'm having to I speak a lot about, well, we both do speak about our experience with the church when we were young. I don't often hear you relating. You speak with such authority about what's wrong. And in my mind, I'm sorry if this is coming off shitty, I want to hear the full story. I want to hear where your role was in it. I want to hear, this feels like overstepping. I feel like I'm overstepping.
Okay.
No, I think it's really helpful to hear someone who was in that position of power, who was a pastor for 17 years, not just talk about, what happened, why the church is so fucked up, but also to like take some of that on. I think that would be healing for you, but like honestly, Grant, it's really healing for me. Every time tell a story from our youth and you realize how fucked up it was and you apologize. And you don't have to apologize.
That's what this is about.
But it's
I'm sorry about Joanne.
I know, shut up. But I know how like it feels transformative. It feels like I have access to a pastor that I didn't think existed in the world. So to have access to a pastor who realized he was wrong the whole time and oopsie doopsie, I don't think you realize like how healing that is for a lot of us. And I
Well, I appreciate that.
I don't want to like push you to do it, but
No. I appreciate that. I think like truly, I mean, to kind of put a pin in this or a period or a period. In 2026, I would love to. There's so many different ideas about some things that I've started to unpack personally about my church experience that I'd love for us to talk about. And I think it's helpful for the reminder and the permission to unpack some really uncomfortable things that don't make me look good. Like, so I want to do that. And I hope that, and I, so like, I'm telling you, like, I'm not offended by anything you said. I think it's helpful. And
well, then let me say more.
No, shut up. And I think like, I hope that as we talk about these things, like, please feel, if you're not hearing that, like, please feel free to like prompt me too and be like, well, how does that relate to when you were in that position? I want to use the shit that I've been through, and unfortunately probably the shit I put other people through. I hope I can help somebody with it. Like we talked about on the, well,
and you are, and that was kind of my whole point in all of this was just, I know that it's difficult for you. I don't think you realize like how impactful hearing you say like, and for, my role in this or whatever, I'm so sorry. Like that, it means so much to so many people, but I know that can be a difficult place to go for you. I feel like we've unpacked a lot of like our church stuff together. I just want to encourage you, if you feel down to do it. Yeah, I'm overstepping. I have no right to tell you to do this.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I think it's a helpful prompt. Like, I don't feel pressured by you. Like, I don't feel like, you're going to be like, I'm going to stop fucking doing the podcast if you don't say these things.
I think that anytime I text you and say that I need to talk to you about something, you automatically think, oh, fuck, it's over.
I do. I'm really afraid that you're doing a lot of incredible, exciting things in podcasts and in the podcast world and with drag and all these other things. I'm terrified of the day that you're going to call and be like, I don't have time for this little fun little twin project.
I have time for it. All I have to do is show up for 2 hours.
Well, yeah, this one went a little longer than normal. What I'm doing is I'm taking all these episodes and I'm putting them through an AI, and I'm going to create an AI Drew. And, it's just going to, I can keep the show going. I can be like, so this happened in church, and you're going to be like, and I popped my pussy. It's just, it's just going to take that place. You know what I mean?
Also,
and like, I hate mom, and I popped my pussy.
Okay, I don't hate mom. She hates me, and I hate her for that. Okay, but also... The AI is bad. However, remember that AI is killing the air where our parents live. And so
that's true.
It's okay for now. Like, so use AI right now. Get into a relationship with ChatGPT, do the whole psychosis. But as soon as dad drops, you're going to have to go back to analog. Yeah.
Stop doing it. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Patrons, thank you for listening. Drew, thank you so much for overstepping. I'm so glad to have... holy shit, you look like dad when you do that.
You know who I look like? Laurel and Hardy.
You do. You don't look like both of them. You look like Laurel?
I don't know.
Which one? Thank you, everyone, for listening. Patrons, thank you so much. Truly, I have some really incredible medical bills headed my way. So if you've considered being a part of our Patreon, please, dear God, be a part of it. And but seriously, thank you for your support. If you want to see pictures of my wounds, we'll put those up on Patreon. Drew personally will vet all of those. If you'd like to watch JB eat her vomit, we did record it on another camera. We're going to put that up.
She's sleeping so soundly now because she's full of throw up.
Because her belly's full of throw up. Drew, any final words before we get to hear that lovely theme song again?
Yeah. So 2026. It's the year of the horse. So just remember, just be hung.
Be hung, everybody. Thanks so much.
Remember when people in church used to dance like that?
No, don't do that.